we are going to talk about There's a Nightmare in My Closet. And if you see in the picture, there peeking out of the closet is a big monster, something very scary. And I think before we've talked about things that children, like many of the adults in the class, would have told me about things that they were afraid of when they were little. And I remember when I was a little girl that that I was afraid to have my feet sticking out when I was asleep at night if I didn't want my feet to stick out from the blanket because I thought that something like a monster might grab my foot. Now, why I would think that a blanket could protect me doesn't make any sense, but that's what I thought as a child. So let's get into our story today. There's a nightmare in my closet. And if you don't know what a nightmare is, we are going to talk about that too. And just remember, my classes are beginner classes. Nobody's expected to be an expert in this class. I'm here to help you with your pronunciation and conversation, and you can ask me questions about anything you'd like. All right, let's look at these practice words. Nightmare, nightmare. A nightmare is a frightening or unpleasant dream. And I think that many of us have had frightening dreams. So if you wake up in the middle of the night because a dream scared you and it was so horrifying that it woke you up, that is a nightmare. All right, then a closet. Closet. Make sure you get the ah sound in closet. A small alcove used for storing clothing. And I don't know if in China that it is common for bedrooms to have a closet. It's very common in the United States. When we were in Japan, the rooms that we stayed in did not have a closet. So not all bedrooms have closets. So it just depends. But if you have a little tiny room that you open the door and it's just a place to store clothes or store things, that is a closet. All right, then creep. Now, creep can be either a noun or a verb. In the verb form of the word, it means to move slowly and carefully while trying to hide. So if you think about like a spider crawling on the wall, you could say that the spider was creeping along. Or if you see a mouse that is crawling on the floor and it tries to hide as it's going from place to place, that is creeping because they are trying to move so that nothing can see them. All right, then tuck. Tuck means to push or fold sheets and blankets in a bed around a child. Like when a child gets in bed and say the mom or the dad may come in and straighten up all the covers and make sure the child is all covered up, and that is considered tucking the child in. So you get tucked in when you go to bed, when you're a small child usually. Bigger children don't need to be tucked in. All right, let's go to the microphone and practice these words. And be sure that you can ask questions or you can type questions in the chat box if you're not sure.